It was a Sunday afternoon. The boys were playing just by the front door. My mum lives a few doors up and they popped up to see her. And it was about an hour or so later, I went down to get them in for the tea and they weren't there. I went up to my mum's, said, are the boys here? She said no. I went down the bottom of the hill and they weren't down there. I came back and I said to my mum, I can't find them, I can't see them anywhere. So they came out and helped look. And as we was down the bottom of the road, Robert came back, but not with Simon. And I said to Robert, where's Simon? And he said, I don't know. I said, what do you mean you don't know? He says, I don't know. And it took ages before we found out what had actually happened because he didn't want to say. Once we found that out, we called the police and then they came and done their interviews and we had the searches out and the helicopters. And then gradually, as the night went on, you're hoping that, any minute now he's going to be found and you'll have him back, but it wasn't the case, and the hours went on, and then it went on for days, and then weeks, and you just don't know what to do. You can't function, but because I had the other two boys, I was trying to lead a normal life with them. It's not always easy. You don't want to get up in the morning, but I forced myself to get up and see them off to school for a normal day. But when you come home and you're on your own and you're thinking, where are you? Where can you be? As who's got you? Just someone bring him home now. But at the time, we never got him back until 8 weeks.
Must have been a very traumatic 8 weeks.
It's very traumatic. As I said, you just function, you just bodily function, you go about your days, and I don't think you can't believe it's happening to you. It's so hard, to carry on, but you've got to try and carry on, for the sake of the other two boys.
What does it make you feel when you see the case of poor Madeleine McCann? Does it bring back the memories?
It brings back all the memories, and it's the waiting and not knowing, where she could be. That is the hardest, the waiting and no information, and trying to get the information, that one person that you need to come forward, with the information you want, and to get your daughter back in this case.
How did you hear the news that Simon had been found?
Well, I'd been out with my friend because she said, come on, Sally, let's go out, and because we was going to decorate the boys' bedroom and we was going to choose wallpaper. I came home and there was a police car out in the street. I took no notice because before we would see in the inspector, I think it was, who used to come round with information, so I didn't take much notice. But as I come in and we come up the stairs, the policeman came to the top of the stairs and said, we've got news, we've found Simon. And well, it's like a big load being lifted off your shoulder. You've been put down there and then you've released, sort of thing, and it's excitement, and I did think, oh God, is it him, at first, but when we got there, it took us a while before we saw him, and because you want to see him at that moment, don't you, and it took a while before we saw him because he had to go through all the doctors and everything. But once we saw him, and his little face, but he was a bit bewildered, by everything, and the first thing he said to me was, Mum, I've lost my Fozzie Bear slippers. You know, that's all he was thinking of. You know, and we, you know, give him a kiss and cuddle. And, oh, it was just lovely. You can't explain it. You know, it's tremendous, fantastic. You know, and as the reporter said, a miracle, really.
This is the happiest day of my life. I've got my son back. I'm absolutely over the moon to have him here with me.
And how was he?
He was quiet at first, but then he soon got into his normal behaviour, you know. But he didn't tell us a lot of what happened to him, so we still don't really know what happened to him for the 8 weeks. He was just telling us bloodthirsty stories, you know, that's why he couldn't come home, because he had to fight all these bad men and everything, so he couldn't come home. But that's all I know. But what happened to him during those 8 weeks, I don't know.
What would your message be to Madeleine's parents?
Try and be strong. I know it's not going to be easy for you. You won't want to do much. I've noticed her mum is clinging to a toy, but I was clinging to a coat of Simon's, you know, so you've got some presence there of your child. Just pray and hope that she will come back safe and well.
And in your case, it was good news. That must be, I suppose, some hope for the McCanns.
It was good news for me, and I'm hoping and praying that it's going to be good news for them as well.